Is your foundation sliding off, looking patchy, or separating by midday? Let's fix that today, sis. Hey friend, I'm Darlene. I'm your beauty pro, and I am here to guide you to looking your best in your midlife. And today, this video, girl, you're gonna wanna go get a notepad and a pencil, a pen, a marker. Girl, get something, because I'm spilling all the tea as to why your makeup is separating, why your makeup is looking patchy, why your makeup will not last and you gotta pull out your puff by lunchtime. So today I'm breaking down 7 reasons that I think why your makeup or your foundation is not lasting, is breaking up on you. And it will include things like the product that you're using, the tools that you're using, and application mistakes that are just dead wrong. So girl, let's get into it right now. So there are 3 types of primers. We've got to start there. That is the thing that you need to make sure that you get right before you put any type of foundation on your face. So there is a silicone-based primer. There is a water-based primer. There is an oil-free primer. How about, I didn't even know that. How about, if I knew, I forgot there were oil-free primers. And there's actually a 4th one. It's one that you would call a hybrid. So it's in between a little bit of silicone and a little bit of water-based, and it's just like the perfect combination. And there's only one that I know that is very similar to that out here, but let's go through them all. So if it's a silicone-based primer, there's some, you've probably used some and you didn't even realize that you were using some, but if you turn it around, turn the box upside down and look at the ingredients, you're gonna either see this word or this word. I can't even pronounce it, girl, so I'm just gonna put it on the screen. But this is gonna be in probably the top 5 ingredients in that primer. And so these ingredients is what makes that primer feel silky and smooth. Just think about anything that you've used that's been silicone based. Even for your hair, it has a silky, smooth texture. And the beauty of that is that it fills in pores. It also smooths out the texture of the skin even before you put your foundation on. Now, this type of primer is really good for all skin types, but if you are normal to combo, you will find that this type of primer is perfect for you. The next type of primer is a water-based primer. This type of primer is actually best for an oily skin, believe it or not. And it's because with a silicone primer, you have to be very careful because it will do what it's supposed to do, which is creating a barrier between your skin and your foundation so that nothing will seep through, right? So that's why if you are completely oily, you have to be careful with a silicone, but a water base is ideal. So usually the ingredients that you would find in a water-based primer are hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and aloe, which all pull in moisture for the skin. It also is very refreshing on the skin, very lightweight. So someone with normal to dry skin would absolutely love it. Now, can an oily skin still wear a water-based primer? Absolutely, but it has to be an oil-free mattifying primer. And some examples of an oil-free mattifying primer would be the Milk Hydro Grip, and another one would be the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer. So that would be good for someone who is still oily, but they want a water-based primer. And let me go back for a minute to talk about silicone. I forgot to show you. So the 2 silicones that I keep in my kit are the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer, and then also the Milk makeup primer. These are the two silicone primers that I always keep in my kit that I love. When it comes to a water-based primer, the primer that I usually use is the Pure Canvas, what is it called? The Pure Canvas Primer. Love, love, love this water-based primer. Some examples of some oil-free primers are the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, Benefit the Professional Primer, It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Primer. So keep these in mind when you are looking for primers according to your skin type. And then the fourth primer that I talked about was the hybrid primer, which is the Danessa Myrix. I didn't even know that it was considered a hybrid, but it gives you that smoothing finish that a silicone primer gives you, but it is also very lightweight, very hydrating, and you can wear it not only underneath your foundation, but you can also wear it alone by itself on top of your moisturizer. So there you go. You got your breakdown of primers, right? Which type are you supposed to be wearing, girlfriend? I need you to make sure you get that right. Now, let's move on to the 7 other reasons that your foundation is breaking down before the day is even over or before you can even get to lunchtime, girl. So reason number 1 why your foundation is not lasting, separating, and breaking down is that you're just simply using the wrong type of foundation. So here's the deal. You cannot mix silicone, water, and oil-free all on your face and expect it to mix well, because it will not mix well, which is the number 1 reason that your foundation is breaking down. You need to make sure you have the right formula. So remember those 2 words? That is what you want to also look for when you are buying a foundation, right? Is it silicone based? Is it water based? Is water in the top 3 ingredients? Is it oil free? This is what you need to know about your foundation. So let's start off with a silicone based foundation. I bet y'all didn't even know this. I'm so happy to be schooling you on this. So the whole bottom line to this is you want to match primer to foundation. So if you've got a silicone based primer, you want a silicone based foundation. Same thing for a water-based primer, then you want a water-based foundation, right? Same thing when it goes for oil-free. If you have an oil-free primer, you want an oil-free foundation. It's as simple as that. Some examples of some silicone-based foundations that I use in my case is Luminous Silk Foundation. That is one that I use that I absolutely love. Another one that I use is the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Foundation. It is a great silicone foundation. Another one that I have in my kit, actually it's not in my kit, it's the one that I personally use, but it's the House Lab foundation. And actually it's the one that says Triclone Skin, girl, what did it say? Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. That one also is a good one. And in the drugstore category, it would be the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. So these are all very good silicone-based foundations. Now, when it comes to water-based, surprisingly, I only had one in my kit. I only had one, y'all. That is the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Foundation. This one is water-based, and I'm just so happy. No wonder I love it. I love this one, and I also love the Maybelline Tinted Moisturizer. And I should have known that it was water-based because this one, which is a more medium coverage, and then the Tinted Moisturizer, as you use a more sheer coverage, when I put them on, and I always use my Laura Mercier primer 95% of the time, my skin is so dewy. It's so fabulous. And by the way, I am dry. So I have been using the right type of foundation all this time, which is fantastic. But my other foundation that I do love is the Born This Way. It's a silicone, and remember, it is for normal skin. I am probably more normal around this time of the year. I will also use this if it's a special occasion because it does give more of a medium full coverage finish. And so we'll talk about that more, but those are some examples of some foundations that are either silicone-based or water-based. Some other example of some water-based foundations is Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Foundation and NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So keep those in mind as you go into the store, well equipped with your information of the type of foundation you need according to your skin. Now, there are some oil-based foundation, which, as you know, would be best for a dry skin. And those foundations, actually, what makes them wonderful is that they have avocado oil and they have jojoba. Is it jojoba oil? I think that's how you pronounce it. They're very nourishing for the skin. Usually they may come in a jar, very creamy texture. I honestly don't see many foundations like that anymore unless, you know what, I would honestly have to do my research on that. I remember back in the day at Neiman's, I had some older customers that would come in looking for the oil-based foundations, but then I remember we also stopped carrying them. So honestly, I'm sure there may be some still in the market, but if I find any, I'll be sure to put it down in the description. So reason number 2, your foundation is probably breaking down is because you have not learned how to customize your primer. Yes, this is for the women that have combination skin, or you're going through that certain change of life as we midlife women are, right? So a lot of times if I'm doing someone's makeup and if I know that they are a midlife woman, I'll ask them, hey, do you sweat on your face? First of all, what is your skin type, right? Number 2, do you sweat? And sometimes even in the middle of me doing their makeup, they could possibly break out in a hot flash. So that's where I have to know how to customize their primer. So usually if you're combination skin, you're oily in the T-zone, you're drier on the cheek. So if that is the case, then you know that you want a mattifying water-based primer for the center of the face, and then you want a silicone primer on the rest of the face, right? So the question is, if we know that you need to have the right primer with the foundation, which foundation do you use? Because now you've got 2 types of primers on your face. So there are some foundations out there that you would also call a hybrid. They can work well with either a silicone-based primer or a water-based primer. And so you just clearly, you have to ask. You have to either do some research on your own, or when you go into the store, you have to let the young lady know, hey, combination skin, so I need a foundation that I can use that will address the dryness and also address the oiliness that you have in your T-zone. So some of the brands that do address both of those are, I'm so excited, is the Luminous Silk Foundation by Armani. It is one of those foundations that you can certainly use on combination type of skin. And more importantly, use it when you have to use 2 different primers. Another brand is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Foundation. That's another great one. I used to work for Laura Mercier for about, maybe 6 or 7 years. And I really do love their foundations, really love their tinted moisturizers. So that is another brand that you can use if you're using 2 different primers. A third suggestion is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. Y'all already know I'm a fan of Maybelline for sure, but if you are a combination skin and if you are combining 2 different primers so you can get the flawless look that you are desiring, this is also a really good foundation choice for you. Now, moving on to reason number 3 that your foundation is not lasting, girl. Girl, you have got to exfoliate your skin. You need to do that at least once or twice a week. It doesn't have to be a heavy or harsh exfoliator. It could be a gentle one. Another thing that you guys can do is that little, oh, I don't have one in front of me, but that little thing that we use on our brows. Shame on me. Hold on, girl. This right here that you get from the dollar store, get this from CVS, Walgreens. Girl, use this on your face. You can dampen your face a little bit and just take off that peach fuzz. You will see that not only will your foundation look great because you have smoother skin, but your skincare products will penetrate and go on so much better. So make sure that you guys are exfoliating once or twice a week. And then afterward, I would even suggest that you do it at night. And then afterwards, follow up with your nighttime serum, your really, really good moisturizer. And then when you wake up in the morning, girl, that skin is ready for your foundation, for your primer, and to look flawless. Moving on to the next reason your foundation is separating. So girl, you need to make sure you're choosing the right foundation that gives you the right finish. So what I mean by that is, I know you've tried some foundations that once they're on, you look super matte. Or you tried on some foundations and the finish of it was super dewy, right? So that's what I mean by the finish. So the finishes come in 3 different categories. So they are a matte finish, a satin/natural finish, or a dewy finish. So the one that I have that gives you a matte finish is this Maybelline Super Stay 24 Hour. This one is designed to give you a matte finish. If you want more of a satin, natural like skin look to your foundation, something like the Luminous Silk foundation is known iconic for giving you that type of look to your foundation and to your skin. And if you want something that's going to make you look, girl, just super dewy and hydrated because you are dry and because you just love that dewy look, then the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Foundation would be a great example of one that would give you the proper finish. So important that you are choosing the right foundation that's going to give you the right finish. The 5th reason is, girl, you're just using the wrong tools. You are using the wrong tools to apply your foundation. Now, if you are applying a foundation that is medium to full coverage, I highly recommend using a brush. And the reason is because you definitely can't use your fingers, girl. You cannot use your fingers. Most foundations, you usually will not use your fingers. The only time you would use your fingers is if, say it's a tinted moisturizer, maybe with SPF in it, or it's an SPF that has a little bit of tint to it, or it's something that's like skincare, right? Then I would say yes, it has a little tint to it, but it's like skincare and you can go ahead and use your fingers. But if it's anything like even a sheer foundation, girl, no. If it's a sheer foundation, then you want to use a sponge, right? I would also say use a sponge, but damp with a medium to full coverage foundation. So it just depends on how much coverage you want. If you want maximum coverage, then you're going to use the brush, right? I'm gonna even say, I want you to spritz your brush. You remember in another video, I was giving you all of these hacks. This is a great hack to spritz your brush with your hydrating facial spray or hydrating setting spray, and then begin to stipple it all over the face and apply your foundation. And I'm gonna say the same thing with this. I usually like to say to do it when you're doing concealer, but the truth is you can spray it on your sponge and you can also apply it all over the face or use it to blend your foundation all over the face. But if it's a heavy foundation, full coverage foundation, use your sponge, but dampen it. There is never really ever a reason I would use a dry sponge. I always use a damp sponge. So you can use this either if it is a heavy full coverage foundation but damp, or you can also use this if it's a light tinted moisturizer type of foundation up to a medium. All right, so it's all about the tools, using the right tools to apply the foundation based on the type of coverage that it gives. And we are not using these. No, girl. No. Okay, on to the next reason your foundation is not lasting. So the sixth reason your foundation is probably separating, because girl, you using too much. You doing the most. Your face ain't that big. Stop using all that foundation. And I don't care how the foundation is packaged. I don't care if it's in a bottle, if it's in a tube, if it's a stick foundation. You don't need 30 swipes of foundation on your face. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I know the reason that we put it directly to the face is because I'm the same way, because I don't want all of my product in my brush or in my sponge by putting it on that directly, which is why we put it on our face. But hey, I got one better for you. In my other video, I talked about these, y'all. Order you one of these and go ahead and squirt your foundation. Even if it's a stick foundation, squirt it on here and then use it from here, right? Get it into that brush or get that sponge and tap it, then apply it to the face. You can always build to the level of coverage that you want. So after you take it here and you stipple it all over the face, and you're like, I still want some more coverage there. Girl, that's fine. Go back here and just put a little bit more on where you feel like you want to build up more coverage. So girl, that can't get no more simple. Stop using all this extra foundation on your face. Listen, we're not trying to go out like that. Okay, moving on to the last reason why your foundation keeps separating. So girl, the last reason why your foundation is not lasting is because you're rushing through the products. You're rushing, putting on your moisturizer, then you're rushing and putting on your primer, and then you rushing and putting on your foundation. You can't do that. You can't do that, girl. You've got to put on your moisturizer. That's the last skincare part, right? Girl, wait 1 minute before now you put on your primer, okay? If you need to get one of these, girl, get you one of these and just keep it in the bathroom, wherever you put your makeup on, right? You ain't got a minute, then go ahead and do this for 30 seconds and let it dry. And then when you put on your primer, I want you to wait 1 to 2 minutes. Or do this, right? You need to let those products penetrate into the skin. You need to let that primer set before you go in with your foundation. I already know y'all doing it. I already know. You've probably been lucky in getting away with your foundation not messing up, but I'm telling you, you'll get better wear out of your foundation if you let your product sit and penetrate on your skin a little bit longer. So these 7 reasons might be messing up your foundation game, but girl, now you have a solution. So comment below, let me know which one of these reasons resonated with you, or tell me if you've tried any of these foundations, any of these primers. If you have a good combo based on your skin type, let the girls know in the comments. So thank you so very much for watching this video. If you are new here, hey girl, please consider to like and subscribe if you like this type of content, because I am trying to help all the midlife women look their best when it comes to makeup, a little bit of fashion, and we talk a little bit about entrepreneurship from time to time. So thank you so much for joining me. To my day ones, I love you always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. So girl, I know I just said bye, but I don't know if you know that I do offer virtual experiences, right? So if you really need help in picking out the right products and customizing your makeup wardrobe and helping you pick out the right brushes, anything you need for you to look your best, you can definitely book a one-on-one consultation with me. I will definitely have that linked below in the description, and I would be honored to help you figure out what products, what tools, what things you need so that you can look your very best when you are ready to step out. Okay, girl, for real, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.